Thank you. Homemade, not homemade. Made for me.
Custom.
That's what I'm trying to
Nice.
say.
Is it
Yeah.
purple? Nice.
Well, yeah,
It looks like it has powers.
it does.
I bet. That's how
It's
you're
all
gonna
positive.
see how you won't be replaced.
That's right.
Yeah, that is gonna be hard.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess Colin's on it. All right,
Yeah,
here, let's
all
do
right.
this.
He's on
okay?
it.
He's on
Yeah.
it.
We'll pretend yours is a magic elixir.
We'll just say it's vodka.
Oh, there we
right,
go.
perfect.
Going with it.
Cheers.
Would you be able to
Cheers.
do vodka early in the morning?
No. No, I wait till 6 o'clock.
Not even 5, huh? 6?
No. 6 is my time.
Oh.
You know.
I like that.
I don't know why.
Way to delay the gratification.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing. I mean, all about gratification delay.
Yeah.
I guess. Good
Yeah.
for you.
Most people are already at least an hour in.
I mean,
6 o'clock. So
once
you say
I
it's 6
finish
o'clock
my day
somewhere?
of homeschool and do a tiny workout, I'm ready. Pour and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Well, I'm homeschooling the children because the schools are closed.
Sure,
so
sure.
when I feel like school's done, then I'm like, let's go. Hey.
Okay. Wow.
Another day surviving the pandemic.
Speaking of surviving,
Yes.
Survivor.
Survivor! What?
Welcome, Jim
All
Peterik.
right, yes.
Rock legend.
Thanks, Jen and Corey.
Oh, thank you for coming.
This is so fun. In the morning yet.
I know.
Wake
Is this
up.
the earliest you've ever been in the studio?
Oh,
in
no.
this studio?
No, not at
No.
all. You know, I'm an early guy.
You are?
Okay.
I get up at like 5:30 every day.
And then you don't pour a cocktail till 6, huh?
delay,
damn.
delay of gratification.
We got to get it together,
You
Brave.
said
Even
it's-
in this Chicago winter with 4 feet of snow on the ground,
Yeah.
0 degrees. Yeah?
Yeah,
Same.
absolutely.
It's the positivity and the magic ring.
Yeah.
You know, and I was trying to tell you guys that Chicago is where it's at. You know, you were kind of saying, well, you know, the weather. Yeah, but there's no hurricanes, no earthquakes, no
Crocodiles.
crocodiles. And those are nasty creatures.
Yes, they are.
And we're really,
Meant to be put on boots, obviously.
You can tell. No, those
You
aren't,
didn't bring those
Those
today.
aren't my Crocs.
But
You know how many vinyls died for the
are they
my
vinyl
sins?
record boots?
No, they're actually leather, patent leather.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well,
Those are fabulous.
they're still great.
Ew. So thanks for having me.
Yes,
No,
thank you for coming.
we're-
This is great. And you're all decked
Sort of.
out with a Survivor t-shirt.
You bet I
Well,
am.
we had to honor the rock legend.
And an Eye of
An
the
Eye of
Tiger.
the Tiger.
Two lawsuits waiting to happen.
2 lawsuits waiting to happen. The
Right.
band, this wouldn't be a lawsuit?
No,
waiting to
that
happen?
was an official t-shirt.
Yeah, okay.
That.
But this is, yeah.
Well,
Trying to
everybody
nail-
wants to be a part of the Eye of the Tiger, though. I mean,
If you don't know Eye of the I mean, it's like not knowing Jingle
even the
Bells.
little kids do. It is like Jingle Bells.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Like that?
Yeah. Well,
that's
if, no, I'm
pretty
saying
good.
if you don't know Eye of the Tiger, it's like not knowing Jingle Bells.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Right.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how we feel as moms in our 40s. When we say, you know, Eye of the Tiger, if they don't go, oh, then we're like, what? We
rock
have
do you-
failed.
Right.
What?
We have
What rock
failed.
do you live under? Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, it's, you know, when we wrote that, I had the call from Stallone. Hey, yo, Jim, give me a call. I thought someone was putting
Did
me
he
on.
call you directly?
Absolutely.
Right on.
Absolutely. Yeah, he did.
got that
And that's
down.
why I thought it was on my answer machine. I go, this is
Oh my
phony.
God, an answering machine.
Yeah,
machine.
yeah, with a cassette.
What year was it? Was it
It was
1982?
early 82.
82?
And I thought someone was putting me on. I thought it was Sal, our road manager. He's Italian. He had this kind of thing. And Karen, my wife, heard it. What was that? I said, oh, that's some joker pretending to be
Of
Stallone.
course. Of
Yeah.
course.
Let me hear that again. Hey, yo, Jim, that's a nice answer machine you got there. Give me a call. This is Sylvester Stallone. Karen says, you better call him back, you know.
Yeah.
So I call him back. Hey, is this really Sylvester Stallone? This is Jim Peterik. Hey, Jimbo, call me Sly. And the walls just broke down. It was so
Wow.
comfortable after that. He said, love your band. Tony Scotti, he played me some of your last album. That Poor Man's Son, that's the sound I want. Something for the kids, something with a pulse.
For the kids.
For the
see?
kids. I was 30 years old at the time. I guess I was still able to write for the kids. Well, I still am.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because it's a state of mind. It really is. Anyway, we
Absolutely.
demoed the song. Well, Frankie and I wrote it, and rising up back on the street, did my time, took my chances. Bam, 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 bam. Man, you know, and like you said, that riff, you know, it's not really Jingle Bells. And then I was trying to time the punches with the chords, and I'm going. punch. No, that screws up all the drummers in the world because they have to wait that extra beat. And I know if they don't know how to do that, they shouldn't be playing drums. You know?
I mean, it's back to your theme of delaying gratification.
Exactly,
right?
just that one beat.
Oh, if
makes
only
such
my
a
dad were
difference.
here and I could ask him, because my dad, was always in a local band around here.
Really?
And they played Eye of the Tiger all the time, and my dad was the drummer. So I wish I
Ask
could.
him
you'll
about
have
that
to ask
delayed
him.
Well,
beat.
my dad's passed away now, but I would
Well,
love
ask
to.
him anyway. We do that.
Of course.
Yeah.
State of mind. Come on. It's
True.
Peterik Church today.
I'm telling you, I have talked. My dad visited me in more than a dream after he passed away, and there's a difference to me. And my sister visited me in a dream after she passed away. There's a difference between a communication and a dream. They're so real, and I know I'm sounding weird, but there is a difference, and it's so great to communicate with your loved ones, and it doesn't happen all the time at all. Mm-hmm. But when it does, you got to cherish it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
So-
Well, we
Keep
have
your-
that to look forward to once the teens actually kill us.
Yeah, well, and speaking about the kids too, my son, who's 16 right now, one of my twins, he's like, make sure to tell him, like, Eye of the Tiger, 'cause you're still reaching these young kids. That
Well,
was the first
I
song he
think-
ever learned on the guitar.
Is that right?
And now
Yeah,
you've become the
yeah.
goat, right?
Do you
the
know what that
goat?
means?
They
Is
speak
that-
in all of these weird words and
Is that
languages.
the Cubs or something?
No, it's
Well,
the greatest of all time. But it's reserved for people that
So
are
they say you're the goat.
pretty great.
Greatest of all time.
I'm a goat.
the goat.
You're
Yeah.
a goat.
Low key? No, that might not apply. I don't
Let's
know.
not even get into that.
What is low key?
Well, we were trying. Colin knows it best. It's like the way that you give a compliment without giving it directly.
Okay.
You're like, I'm a little embarrassed to say, but you're amazing. So the kids might say low key because they don't hand out compliments.
No.
But they know that you're the goat.
But they speak in this like secret code all
Well,
the time,
they're
so
weird.
we're all learning all that.
yeah?
Yeah.
The new thing they keep saying now is capping. I'm not capping. I'm like, what?
I don't know.
It means I'm not lying. I'm not lying.
Oh, I thought it was like Captain Kangaroo or something.
Well, see, they make stuff up.
yeah.
They make it all up.
See
Captain
the
Kangaroo would be
generational
better.
things.
You don't
Yeah.
even remember Captain Kangaroo.
Of course we do.
I sort
not
of
old
remember. Yeah, I
Well,
sort of
You
remember.
kicked the
Captain.
slats off the cradle. I'll bet.
That's a good one. I get to write down all the quotes.
Yeah, you
Kick
do. You
the
do.
slats off the cradle.
Kick the slats off the cradle. It's the thrill of. Okay.
See, yeah.
Wait,
you can just
can
change
I just,
the lyrics.
That would be great just to have throughout the day.
can
Somebody
do that.
just ready to like turn everything into a happy song. Mom, you're such a piece of shit. And then this like respect
can
your
you-
mother song comes
Can you
on.
say shit on this show?
We can
Oh,
say
yeah.
whatever
It's
we
a shit
want.
show.
It's a total shit show.
my
We've
God.
had episodes that were titled The Shit Show. So it's all good. You can say whatever you want.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So, I mean, you were a rock star before you were a dad.
Way before. I first hit record when I was 15. Ides of March, which we're still together
Yeah.
after 55 years.
Crazy.
Crazy stuff. And we had a #1 record in Chicago called You Wouldn't Listen, which didn't turn the world on fire. It was only 42 nationwide. But it was our entrance to the world of rock. And we toured in 1966. We opened up for the Allman Brothers. Before they were the Allman Brothers, they were called the Allman Joys. Isn't that cute?
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
And we were living the dream at 15. And then, gradually, we added the brass so we could do I Feel Good. And then Blood, Sweat, and Tears and Chicago came along and we said, we got to have more horns.
Yes.
And after we got those, we went to see Blood, Sweat, and Tears at the Kinetic Playground. See, way
That's a
before your
neat name.
times.
The Kinetic Playground.
Oh, yeah. It was like the place to go to see a show.
Huh.
And we were blown away, and I was so inspired. And I wanted to get my girlfriend back. And so I wrote a song called I'm Your Vehicle, Baby, because my ex-girlfriend would call me up and ask for rides to modeling school because she was gorgeous. And, okay, sure, maybe she'll give you a peck on the cheek or more, or who knows, So I'd take her to modeling school. I'd wait
Wax the car first and the whole deal.
Oh, yeah, And I would take her to Patricia Stevens in Oak Park, wait for her, and I'd take her home, and she wouldn't kiss me, nothing, little handshake, that's it. And then 2 weeks later, that was fun. Can you take me to modeling school again, Jim? And I said, yeah, sure. After this went on for about 3 or 4 times, I said to myself, all I am is your vehicle, baby.
Yep.
And man, I wrote this song of a lifetime. And
God, I love that song.
Does she appreciate it?
Well, she loved it so much that we got married in 1972.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And
This is why you're so good at waiting and delaying everything. My God.
yeah, it's Cordis Interruptus.
Drive me around 8 million times and then I might wink at you.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
Right. It's building. So, yeah, we got hitched, and how many years later? 48 years later, we're still happily married and rocking, and she's great.
You drive her around still?
I'm still her vehicle.
That's
baby.
right.
Oh,
Yes,
I love
I
it.
am.
I love it. Which is pretty rare in that industry to stay married that long, right?
It's you know what they say that it's bad in every industry. There's so many divorces.
Yeah.
It's just in music and in celebrity you hear about those. Mm-hmm. You don't hear about the guy on the
Joe
street.
Schmo, right?
Yeah, and
Well, but
Good point.
The touring and they say that causes a lot of strain in a marriage when you're separated, unless she's touring with you or.
Yoko Ono, she ain't. No, she no offense to Yoke, as we call her. We don't call her that at all. I don't know her. No.
Yeah.
But no, Karen was never a tag along kind of companion. Mm-hmm. She always had her own jobs, and she's fantastic, very independent. She would come and visit me on the road, like if we happened to be playing, New Orleans or someplace cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She'd visit me down there, and we'd have a few days. Always great. But no, she's very independent.
Good for her.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, that's why you're still together.
I think so.
Partly. I mean, I'm sure lots of reasons, but that's probably a big one.
It is. You
Yeah.
got to have your own life too.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, so since you weren't like a brand new rock star and then a dad. You weren't a one-hit wonder rock star and then a dad. Like, you were an established rock star. Mm-hmm. Then you became a dad.
That's right.
Okay, so if you can think back to maybe, I don't know, you were a rock star for so long first, but in your mind, did you ever say, oh, this is how I want to be as a dad? And then did that happen, or was it totally different because you were a rock star dad? Or is that not even a thing? Were you just still a regular dad?
Well, it was a really neat because I had kind of tamped down Survivor. We kind of, that broke up at the end of the 80s, but we kind of went separate ways. And that was my time to go, hey, Care, see that bed? Maybe we could make something happen. Up to that point, we didn't want kids.
Right.
We looked at them and go, no, that's not for us.
Yeah.
We had our own fun and own lives, and we didn't really want, a little interloper, and like I said before we were on the air, children, they just want to replace us.
Right.
I mean, that's really their master plan, isn't it?
I haven't heard of it put like that before.
But it's very
that's
true.
Just like turn on a light bulb in
know.
my head there.
And yours
It's
is
true.
obviously on the path to replacing you.
I know.
I don't know which one of mine would. Oh, maybe the sweet one. We'll say the sweet one, not the jerk one. But
Oh, no. Do they know which is which?
oh yes,
Yeah, they do.
they're very
Sure do.
So okay, so did you feel like you were in the spotlight while you were raising Colin, though?
Not as
Or
much.
not,
Not
no.
as much. I was very, when I was a teenager and we were touring with Led Zeppelin, with the Ides of March, touring with the Grateful Dead, and all these great bands, I was a rock star then. I had really cool clothes and, hair, and not purple.
Still do though. I mean, look at you.
Yep.
Still rocking it.
Yep. But where was I going?
How you weren't when you were a young father, you weren't really so much in the spotlight.
Yeah. When Survivor kind of went apart, I kind of went into dad land for a while, and dressed more conservatively and raised Colin. And the photographs that I see of a young Colin and me, there's Dad. You know,
Aw.
he didn't have the purple hair. I was
Converse and T-shirts.
what?
Converse and T-shirts.
Not quite that
Still
bad.
boots?
Still boots.
Okay.
Or, you know, really cool shoes. But I didn't develop into Jimbo, which was my nickname in high school, until I really got the purple hair and started living that image. And I went back to my 19-year-old self, and I was really more comfortable in that role.
Okay, so since you were a teenager and a rock star at the same time, then you raised a teenager. How did that, like, did that make you really chill as a dad? Because I kind of want to know who you were like as a teenager, though. You obviously had your shit together because you were doing things. You weren't sleeping till 4 p.m.
Right.
No, man. You know, all the Ides of March, they were the best people to hang around with. None of us drank. None of us smoked dope. We were naturally good kids. You know, so...
And you stayed good kids
Yeah.
while you were rock stars?
Yeah. I mean, all
Should
the...
we, like, be
amazing.
toasting to your parents or something?
well,
My
I
God.
don't know.
Who
I-
raised you?
Let's drink to the non-drinker.
Hey!
You know, it's...
Water and delayed gratification for the win, I guess.
You know, when I got married, I took marriage, the vows, really seriously. You know, and that's the way I am.
I love it. That's so admirable, especially with the stereotype of the rock star image and the rock star relationships, and you know, I that's very admirable, and congratulations.
Well, thanks.
Because all these years later, successful marriage, successful son.
Well, like I said before we went on air, Colin is not a horrible person.
Boy, that's such a faint praise, is what I say. Oh my God! You know, Colin is a great kid. I never had to worry about him. You know, I remember one time.
You gonna tell us the worst thing you ever did as a teenager?
Oh, he forged my name in grade school.
on a bad report
on a
card
bad
or
report
something?
card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he, you know, caught hell for that.
Oh, I bet.
But you have to have a few of those, you know.
I've got some, yeah.
I mean, I even did that.
Well, yeah,
I
right?
didn't. My kids do.
Actually, I didn't forge a signature. I forged a grade. Like, I think I
Oh,
turned a
well,
D
everybody-
into a B.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Very Ferris Bueller of you.
Did it work?
Did.
Oh jeez.
Oh.
Sorry, Mom.
Good
You might not know that to this day.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Good job,
boy.
Briggs.
Like, you're amazing in algebra.
Yeah. So he was a really great kid then.
He really was.
If that's the worst
He
thing you
was.
did.
Yep.
Yeah, if that's the worst thing maybe that you know about.
Worst thing that I know
Yeah,
about.
I
Hey,
was gonna
it's a
say-
measured
You know-
amount of truth on this show.
Well-
I mean, we've got children that have to grow up and, survive the podcast. So,
But even though he was a good kid and forging the signature was probably the worst that you know of that he did.
Mm-hmm.
Was it still an overly stressful time for you, like when he would back out of the driveway when he first got his license, or if he goes out to a party, or
Mm-hmm.
when teenagers start experimenting with different things? How did you handle the teen versus the younger kids?
Maybe I didn't worry about it.
You didn't.
No.
So stereotypically, we would assume that you're laid back because you're a rock star.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of it. But I also trusted Colin. Now I think it was well placed too. I remember talking to some of his bandmates. They just got off the road, and all of them, except Colin, was doing everything. And they said to me, "Yeah, Colin doesn't do that." I go, "All right."
That's right.
Yeah.
Here's your car, Colin.
So how did you get so lucky? Like, what do
I
you?
know,
What
what
do you
the heck?
think?
It's
what
the
do you
magic
think
ring.
that's about? Yeah,
It's the
because
ring.
nobody wants that for their kids. Nobody wants their teenagers to
Well, you don't-
start getting into all kinds of trouble, and
You
nobody wants
don't
to
have a kid thinking, well, that's all right. One day I'll bail him out of jail.
But I mean, like, do you think that there's some sort of a strategy to that? Like,
Yeah.
as a parent, where
Can you tell us?
Yes, can you let us in on that secret?
Because you made it.
You did.
Well,
Because even if he screws up now, you're kind of like raise the
well,
kid.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So
Well, I think showing them trust engenders trust.
Yeah.
At least with Colin, it did. he knew that I trusted him, and he didn't want to F that up.
Right.
you know?
Right.
And he respected me enough not to. That's the way I think of it. And we used to have some great times. We were able to misbehave together.
Right.
You
love
know,
it, yeah.
we'd be in my convertible BMW going way over the speed limit. The radio just blasting.
So you had fun with him.
Yes.
You had fun with him. You
Yeah.
made sure to just not always be like, oh, we can't drive fast like that. Oh, we can't, like you just let yourselves have fun together.
Here and there.
that's where the trust
Right.
was built,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
sure.
but I
yeah.
also think you obviously were connected emotionally to where he knew there was a line.
Well,
too.
yes, that's
because
true.
if he cared about not upsetting you, that meant he cared enough about being connected to you.
That's very true. And when we learned that he had the musical gene, that was one of the greatest days of my life.
Of course.
I mean,
Oh, I could just only imagine
You know,
how that made you feel.
when he was 4 years old, we went to my niece's birthday party. He sat down at the piano and played Happy Birthday flawlessly. And I go, he's got the gene. And when he's...
and the hair now we see he's been growing it out.
Yeah.
It's looking good.
Yeah. And the beard, I can't grow a beard like that.
Yeah.
I tried once. Two little
Yep.
Fu Manchus,
Yep.
that was about it. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
So what are you girls, what are you, you having fun with this show?
Oh my gosh, we're
Yes.
having an absolute blast with this show.
Best therapy
It's
ever.
therapy.
Now, what about what? Your kids?
Therapy
Yes.
about being mothers but still trying to do our thing,
Yeah.
doing what we enjoy doing, and bouncing, like, because we both have these like seemingly crazy lives.
I think a little we've been really granted a lot of the extra craziness.
Things that we've noticed, because we've known each other for a long time, things that we've noticed that the regular person on the street is like, no, that's never happened to me before, or no, my kids have never done that before, and her and I were like,
And we just think
"What's
it's totally normal.
wrong?" Yeah, we're like, what? My kids started a
So-
fire. I don't know.
Yeah.
What?
It's a good kinship to have, because it's a little bit of a lonely world out there when you constantly have the crazy and all of the extra things and the needs and the
Especially in today's
It's a
world,
little bit lonely.
with raising kids with, we are the first generation of parents that are raising kids with internet, social media.
that sucks.
The social media
They don't
piece,
delay gratification anymore.
No.
Jen.
Amazon, everything is
I
tomorrow,
want it
here,
now.
right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
And I feel like when I speak to my mom or my old anyone in my family or other parents that are from that previous generation are like, we didn't have that part to parent.
Right.
We didn't worry about you watching this on YouTube or getting outside influences from God. Like, we can't protect our kids from things as much as your generation was
Right.
able to.
I mean,
And it's a very tough thing to parent.
yeah, I mean, we couldn't find porn unless we, went to Maxwell Street and went to the magazines.
But it's true. Now
But-
kids click a button.
There it is.
They click a
Yeah.
button.
There it is. And a lot of it's not very good. Not
course.
very nice. It's not just naked women, it's worse. And it's
Yeah,
not,
it is.
not cool.
Yep. And so
There's a ton of uncool out there.
Yeah.
So we're trying to navigate that piece with our kids and our teenagers, along with trying to keep family values and keep try to keep the innocence as long as we possibly can, along
I
with
feel like it's
our,
management of battles.
but it's
That's
really
a good
hard.
good way of saying
That's
it.
exactly
Management
right.
of battles. And you just have to
Management of
choose them
battles.
very carefully because you're not going to win them all. You have to.
Choose your battle.
I try to choose only the ones I'm going to win.
Exactly. I try to. But but the one thing that I wanted to ask you was the music with Colin.
Oh yeah,
Raising Colin.
we have to know.
So I know that he was obviously raised in a rock and roll house.
Yeah.
But this
With
was
good
clean
music.
But it was clean rock and roll.
Exactly.
And the porn was only good. I mean,
No
So,
comment.
but nowadays they have every platform you could even imagine to access any type of music. I mean, do you remember how hard it was to wait for the song that you wanted to listen to back in the day? I mean, we had to sit there and wait to hear our song. Unless we owned the record or we owned the tape. And then you had to fast forward it. And then you had to... Now it's literally a second.
I know.
You can hear whatever song you want to listen to. And when my kids play their music, I'm like, oh,
It's
wow.
well, the lyrics
No.
are shocking.
Are they?
Okay, so assuming that he had something that was inappropriate for you as a dad, did you censor it? And please don't say he never listened to stuff like that. Certainly he had one moment where he was like, I'm going to quietly play this song that I don't want Dad to hear.
If he did, I missed it.
Ugh!
I mean,
Damn it, Colin!
no, he was into the oldies. You know, I
I
nurtured
know,
him.
but how did you get lucky like
Well,
that?
it was a little sneaky, but he went to Montessori schools all
Oh,
over
that's
Chicago.
why.
And
He's a Montessori kid.
He's a great Montessori
Damn.
kid. But the better part
Take
was
notes, Corey.
every Montessori school was like really far away. And so we would go to Oak Park, for instance.
Yep.
And we had these long rides to city streets. And I would, I'd be playing the oldie stations.
What were they? When you played it for him, what was the oldie that he liked?
Oh, shoot. He loved the Beatles.
Of course.
I mean, those were oldies for him. The Rolling Stones.
Okay.
But even the doo-wop stuff. I mean,
But it was good stuff.
it was.
So
Burt Bacharach, Dionne Warwick, all that stuff. The Beach Boys.
Yep.
He craved that. And when I would when I would hear him listening at home, it was that stuff. It wasn't trash.
Yeah.
So even when he was a teenager and he was branching out into like becoming his, getting his own
I don't
autonomy
think
and
Colin
branching
went
out.
through rebellion.
But even having influence from friends in junior high and high school, and I
bet
know
you-
that those kids weren't all listening to the
bet
Beach
you
Boys.
Colin was the friend that was doing the influencing to his friends. He probably was like, listen to the Beach Boys.
Yeah. he
Because
was.
my dad and I go flying down the road to this stuff.
That's cool,
Yeah.
but then these kids are probably like, screw that, I want to listen to this gangster rap.
Yeah, he has no desire for that, at all.
We're just unlucky.
What's wrong with us?
No. I mean,
I want my kids to listen to 70s and 80s rock.
My MK did when I had her properly sheltered. That's my oldest.
Okay.
So she had time to exist before a screen.
yeah.
And she
got
was
it.
properly sheltered. She thought the only things in the world were the sound of music and my music.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't do me a shit of good now because she listens to all that.
I know, because they have that broad
She has a screen thing.
platform with screens and all of that influence.
It's really an argument for an isolated convent or something, honestly.
So
Become-
how would you
become a
have
nun.
how
Yeah.
would you have handled it if Colin were, because this is where we're at right now, so I want to get some advice from you.
Oh, good luck.
No, so
Give us another one of your responses where you're like, well, I'm sort of happy to be here.
Well, I mean, look outside. I mean, it's horrible.
it is horrible.
Horrible.
But what if, let's say Colin was bad for one day, okay? And he got in your car and you're driving in Montessori and you're blasting the music and all of a sudden he's like, hey, Dad, can I play a song? And you're like, yeah, go ahead. And he puts on some swearing, disgusting,
Vulgar,
shit,
trashy.
auto-tuned music with no instruments.
Right. I would just say, boy, I hate that. Do you like that?
Same. I
Really?
say that too.
Yeah.
I say that too.
They obviously had a special connection where Colin gave a shit of what his dad thought.
I don't know. I think when my kids try to play that kind of music in my car, I'm like, I would have never been comfortable. Like, if I was with my friends at a party or if I was by myself in my room and I liked that kind of music, fine. Okay? But I would have never played that shit in front of my mom or my dad. These kids don't care.
Right.
They
right.
just play it. Mm-hmm. They just play it. And it's like vulgar,
It's the worst.
disgusting lyrics. I don't even find it to be art. I really don't.
No. Well, anything that's, misogynistic, I can't stand.
And a lot of it is.
It is.
A
Well,
lot of it
MK made
is.
a playlist the other day called it really sucks that these misogynistic songs are so good. She's like, the top 10 songs of misogyny. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah,
Stop.
I hate it. I hate it.
It's bad.
So it sounds like you had the perfect parenthood and Colin had the perfect childhood.
Well, it was pretty damn good. It
That's
really was.
amazing.
Very
Good for
lucky.
you.
That's why we all need to learn something from you today, and so does everybody else that's listening. But I want to know, did you ever
Hold on.
have?
The perfect son is texting.
Oh, he's texting.
Let's see what he needs.
Well,
Okay. Oh, he says
What does he say?
he used to listen to Eminem and Limp Bizkit.
oh, that's it.
Hey,
That's like,
all right.
that's that's far away from the Beach Boys and other things.
There
It's
you go.
still,
Did Mr. Peterik know that?
well,
he says we have permission to tell you that. 'Cause, now you've made it. So, we can have a little transgression.
but that was
God,
pretty good
he's probably
stuff.
a straight A student, too.
yeah.
Limp Bizkit, fine.
I mean,
Yeah.
it stood the test of time.
I love Limp Bizkit. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
I know.
lie.
We have that one that we love so much about break
Breaks-
things or
break
break
stuff.
stuff.
What is your greatest parenting fail? Do you have
Hmm.
one?
So we want to fail and then your win, and then if
We
you
want
would,
your biggest.
and then if
we
you
want your
would
biggest
close us
fail
out
first.
with your music,
Well,
that would be our win.
I think the biggest win with Colin was that he's continued to develop in music. And now he's got this amazing producer. I'm not the guy that's going to produce Colin Peterik. We're too close.
Well, plus you have to be replaced, obviously.
Well, yeah, and he's doing that. But he found a very great producer who just loved his stuff. And he's on a roll. And he's making his first album. And so that's a real victory. And the music is so good. It's not like what I would make. It's different, but it's very musical.
Well, it's different, but it's still you don't look at it and say, "Oh, that's weird for Peterik." It still falls in line with what you.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's very musical, very good. As far as the fail, this sounds bad. I'm trying to think. I really am. If I failed, I didn't know about it. I think that's my biggest fail.
Did
So
you ever
I don't even know.
horribly embarrass him or anything? Or
Oh God, yeah. I mean, there's a few times that I embarrassed him, and not in a good way, And I realized that you just can't be that open. And I think I might have had a few too many drinks.
vodkas at 6 a.m.,
This what?
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
It was
vodkas.
it was probably around 7:30, and we're sitting around the table, Colin and his wife and me, Karen and I said some really stupid stuff, and I could tell I really embarrassed him.
Oh, it's more recent then.
Yeah, and it was the whiskey talking, and so I got to watch that.
Yeah.
We can all be out of control.
Yeah.
Thank you for your dose of imperfection.
Yes.
It's not good. We gotta reel it in.
Reeled
The
in.
ego, we all got a side to us that is a little out of control.
Yep.
Just got to keep it in
Keep
check.
it in check,
Yep.
right? Yep.
Like it.
Yep. I love it. Well, thank you so much.
You
This
got
has
it.
been so much fun to talk to you today.
Oh, most fun.
This is great. You
is
got
the
a great show. I
best.
mean, it's vulnerable.
We have a good producer.
It's funny. Colin is great. He is.
We have an amazing
so,
producer.
So good.
Yep.
I know, and real proud of him. And you're going to hear a lot from him. His music just keeps going up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His music's amazing. He gave me a CD when we first started coming here. He gave me a CD and I listened to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
It's
awesome.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great stuff.
But it's just so awesome to hear, like, everybody knows Jim Peterik as, Ides of March
the
and
right.
Survivor and Eye of the Tiger and this and that. But we wanted to tap into the
Dad
the
side.
rock star dad side of you today. So it was so fun to get a little bit of perspective of raising a child and raising a teenager while being a rock star. So that was such a fun
Oh,
perspective.
it was
Lucky
great.
us.
It was great. Lucky me, really. How about this?
How about that?
Dad, 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 dad,
Yeah.
dad, 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 Papa, dad, dad, dad. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rival. Oh man, this is too early in the morning.
That's amazing.
Well,
my gosh.
I had a great time.
Thank
You
you
were
so
awesome.
much.
We're
You're
so
awesome.
lucky.
So much fun.
Cheers.
And oh yeah,
Cheers. Yes.
vodka. No, it's too
Water.
early. Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you too.
All right.
Ooh, that was amazing.
Oh my God, if I could only have a little bit of Jim every day.